Hello, my friend. It's Spiritual Medium Paleki here to answer your questions on death and dying. And tonight's question comes specifically from a client reading today where they asked, is my grieving the thing that is causing my loved one not to move forward in their spiritual progress, or am I keeping them stuck by thinking about them all the time or being sad for them? And the short answer to that is absolutely not no. There is no way possible that you grieving, thinking about, or being sad for your loved one is going to stop them moving forward. Basically, picture it this way. It'd be equivalent to me saying if I've eaten something and I'm now full, that you're going to be full as well. The universe deliberately has it set up that another spirit cannot interfere with or stop the spiritual progress of another spirit. There are fail-safes put in place for that reason in order to prevent us from being able to get involved with or deliberately stop another spirit's spiritual growth. So let's just use, for example, that if you could, there are these specific fail-safes that are put in place. So if I'm grieving a loved one and they see that and they're worried about me and they're going to become concerned. So I'll use my sister, for example, who's passed. If I'm grieving and my sister's really worried about me and she's about to get stuck, her spirit guides are going to step in and they're going to go, nope, you're about to get stuck. My spirit guides would step in and they're going to stop her and they go, nope, you're about to get stuck. So there would be many things that would be put in place, and that's a rare occurrence. That's, like I said, literally probably never going to be happening. What's going to happen instead is my sister would look down and she'd go, oh, Peleki's grieving. This is why he's grieving. This is what he's going through. This is what he's processing. This is his spiritual growth. This is the most likely way that I can help him process and work through it. These are things that I can do. Now, in certain cases, when a spirit knows that you're grieving or when you're processing or growing through something even, what they might do is actually hold back and not give you signs or messages because they don't want to overwhelm you. Because if you get a certain message and they know it might disrupt you or upset you, they'll actually hold back. And so a lot of people interpret that as I'm not getting signs or messages from the person, and that means they don't want to speak to me, or maybe they're stuck somewhere because of me, or it's actually the opposite. It means that the person doesn't want to upset you, or they're trying to help you with your grieving and they want to help you move forward. They're completely fine on the other side. They passed home safely. Again, a lot of people think this thing because of what we're taught or sometimes what we're told, that a spirit can be stuck somewhere, they're put in purgatory, they don't pass home. The probability or possibility of a spirit not passing home, again, is so minute that it's not even something I tell people that they need to be concerned about. It would be such a rare occurrence and such a specific occurrence, and there are specific guides that are built to handle those situations. They would be aware of, ready for, and handling that situation if it were to ever arise. The majority of spirits on earth are never going to have to worry about that, so I tell clients you're not going to have to be concerned about that. Now, unfortunately, when it comes to this line of work, mediumship, or even readings, there is no governing body to handle this line of work. So anybody, unfortunately, can set up and say that they're a medium. Anybody can set up and call themselves a reader. And unfortunately, there are people doing this line of work that don't have the efficient knowledge available to be able to explain properly how people pass home, what happens when we pass home, what is going on through the death process itself, how people are able to come back and communicate with you when they die. So they have misinformation that they are passing on, which actually hinders people's growth, their grief, their healing. So there are many things that people need to be aware of when it does come to this. So if you do decide to go to a medium, please be aware that there are very specific things that you need to look for. Firstly, a medium is going to be very specific in the information that they're able to give you. They're not just going to give you something very generic, like there's a female in the room. They're going to be able to go, there's a mom energy in the room. This person had dementia. There was 2 people looking after her before she died. She went to 2 different care homes before she passed. She liked the first one because there was a nurse there that she thought was very funny. She was able to recognize you slightly before you were there. You were there, but then you left. You weren't able to make it back. You have 2 children. The younger one has this type of personality trait. This is what you do for work. They're going to give you very specific things that you know the medium is not going to know before you went in the room, so that you know only your mother would know that very specific information. If they're just giving you something random, like there's a female here, and you go, oh yes, it's my mom, be careful that you're not feeding them the information. They should be telling it to you, not the other way around. So just make sure that you're fully aware of that. And again, if they're giving you something that seems like it's fear-based, it's judgment-based, or it may be personally opinion. Like it might be something that they have a personal opinion towards. Like when somebody says somebody's completed a suicide, therefore they're stuck in purgatory. Make sure that you're very conscious that it's not them saying something that they might believe, because on the other side, judgment doesn't exist. That's a very human limitation. The other side has a much broader spectrum of understanding. So when it comes to anything like that, take it or leave it. But again, your loved one wants you to know that they have passed home safely. They want you to know that they're at peace, and they want you to know that they're still there with you, watching over you, keeping you safe, waiting for you when it's finally your turn to pass back home to the other side so that they can see you again. So I hope that this does help answer any questions that you may have. And if you, my friend, do have a question about death or dying or spirituality in general, please do pop it down in the comments, and who knows, I might answer your question in the next video. Have a great night, my friend. Take care and be well.